guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I am going to be showing you how I like to sculpt my acrylic nails. So I usually like to sculpt my acrylic nails, and that means that I just use a nail form instead of a nail tip. It is a little bit more difficult, but that's just how I like to do it. I'm going to be showing you today how I like to do that. If you haven't already seen it, go ahead and watch my natural nail prep video. I will have it linked below. That is always the first step when starting to do anything with your nails. You want them to be clean and ready for anything you're going to be doing on top. I'm going to be showing you how I like to sculpt my acrylic nails on my pointer finger on my right hand. So that's going to be a little challenging because I'm right-handed. But I hope you guys enjoy this video, and if you want to learn how to do this, then go ahead and keep on watching. So the first step in applying acrylic nails using a nail form is getting the nail form. So I have this giant roll that I got off of Amazon. So I'm just going to go ahead and peel this off. And I don't care about that little center piece. And then it has a little like perforated line here, so I'm just going to open that right up, and then I'm just gonna bend this so it kind of has that curved shape because we don't want it to be straight. So making sure it's nice and centered, I'm gonna go ahead and stick that right under there, and then I'm gonna kind of smush it down here on the sides so it stays, and then I'm gonna pinch just the very front, like right up here. I'm going to pinch that so it stays nice and curved, and then I'm going to push kind of up. So your nail form should look like this, and your nail should be nice and flush. That is basically how to apply a nail form. After I have my nail form on my nail, I'm going to be using a nail dehydrator. So this one is called the Starpro Natural Nail Dehydrator. And basically that's just going to dehydrate my nail so that there is no moisture on my nail, because if you put acrylic and there's moisture in your nail, then that'll just be perfect breeding ground for bacteria, and that's how you get that nasty fungus stuff on your nails. So you always want to dehydrate your nails before you apply any sort of overlay on your nail. So I'm going to take a little bit of that, put it right over the nail. Then the next step is to use a nail primer. So again, I'm using one from Starpro, and this is the extra strength primer, and this will ensure that your acrylic adheres to your nail and there's no air or anything in there, and it'll make it stay a lot longer. So you always want to use a primer. So just get it right on your nail. So I'm just going to let that dry for a minute, and then I'm going to add a second layer of primer. So now my nail is prepped and ready for the acrylic. I am using this acrylic from C&D, Perfect Color Acrylic, and I have it in clear, and that's what I'm going to be using today. And then for my liquid, for my monomer, I am going to be using this one from C&D. It's called Radical Solar Nail, and it's a sculpting liquid, so that is the liquid that I'm going to use. So I'm going to dip my brush into the liquid, and I'm going to squeeze out some of that liquid with the side of my brush. And then I am going to go into the powder and get a nice little bead of acrylic, like that. So I'm going to be putting it close to the top of my nail to the cuticle, but not all the way to the cuticle. I'm going to wet my brush a little bit and start patting this down. have my acrylic on there and it's in the shape that I want and it's the length that I want, it's the thickness that I want, then I'm just gonna wait for that to set a tiny little bit. And then after it's set for a little bit, I am gonna go in with my pinching tool, which looks like this. And basically this is what's gonna make the curves. When it sounds like that, it's pretty dry. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my pinching tool. I don't want to put it too close to the free edge because then it will it'll snap the nail. So I'm gonna put it on my sidewall. So up here is where I want it to have the most contact, up here. So after a few minutes, I'm gonna go ahead and take off my pinching tool. So my nail should be good to go now. So I'm gonna remove my nail form and then we're gonna move on to filing. To remove it, just pinch the front part and then go down with it and it should pop right off. So then I'm left with my nail and I am gonna go ahead and start filing and buffing. So now I'm just going to file my nail with my electric nail file on the top, and then I just want to get it nice and smooth and even on the top. So after I'm done with the electric nail file, then I'm gonna go in with my buffer and just smooth everything out. So once my nail is nice and smooth and it feels great and there's no lumps or bumps, then I'm gonna go ahead and clean my nail again with some nail polish remover. And I'm just going to wipe the whole way around my nail and underneath. Then my very last step is to apply some cuticle oil. And this one is from C&D and it's called SolarOi. So I'm going to apply some of that around my cuticle. And underneath my nail. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions or comments or anything, please leave that in the comment section below. I will have a list of all the stuff I used in the description box, so if you have any questions on what products I used and where I got them, they will be listed in the description box. So again, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!